Buyer's remorse and shopping regret is too real. I've been there a million times. I'm sure you have too. And over the years, I started to recognize some clothing and styles and just traits in the items that I purchased that ultimately led to regret. And I want to share with you today what those things are so that you can avoid them as well, and you can create a stable wardrobe that is comfortable and confident and that will ultimately withstand the test of time. I got the inspiration for this video from Christina Mijas, who is one of my favorite YouTubers when it comes to minimalism and slowing down your consumption. I wanted to make this video to almost expand on what she was talking about in her video. I have a couple of other things that I feel like you should consider in order to not regret buying certain items. Before we get into it, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, and let's just get right into it. The first piece of clothing that you will always regret buying is items that you're purchasing only because they are deeply discounted. I don't think that there is anything wrong with purchasing an item that is deeply discounted and that you know is gonna serve you well in your closet. So I wanna make that very clear at first. But as somebody who has always been a very intense sale shopper, this is something that after years of buying things super deeply discounted that would just sit in my wardrobe, I realized it just doesn't serve me anymore, and I always end up regretting those items. I worked in retail when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I was often that person with the sticker gun doing the markdowns. So I would often be the person that would notice these items going on a deep discount first, and I would immediately buy them. And there was rarely a consideration of how it's going to perform in my closet. Is it going to complement other items that I have, and how is it gonna serve me, for the long haul? The one thing that I've learned about shopping those deeply discounted items is that if you have to try to convince yourself how to make it work in your wardrobe, it's just not meant for you. So if you're doing some shopping and you find an item that is on sale like crazy, and you don't immediately feel inspired by it, or you don't immediately feel like there's a place for it in your wardrobe, just leave it and let it serve someone else. The next type of clothing that you'll always regret buying is clothes that almost fit. I think that this goes both ways with items that are both too big on you, too small on you, or even too long, too short, whatever the case may be. If you have to convince yourself that you'll somehow make it work, it's just not going to work. I just think that it's sometimes a little unfair to our future selves to make a loose promise of trying to make something fit, when in reality, it's probably just gonna waste our time a little bit, and it might not even fit the way that we want it to. So if it fits you everywhere, but maybe the waist is a little bit too small, or maybe the length is a little bit too long, I would personally pass on it unless you know that you're willing to head to the tailor or make modifications yourself at home. But I do find, again, that 9 times out of 10, those are items that I don't care to put any effort into. And if it's not a heck yes, it's a no. The next style regret is something that I recently realized I regret and that I will definitely not be doing moving forward. And that's buying the same style in multiple washes or multiple colors. I know that there are quite a few people out there where when you find something that you really love, you buy it in a million different colors. And maybe that works for you. And if it does, I applaud you. I think that's great. If you are somebody who likes to experiment with your wardrobe, or you like to challenge yourself a little bit, or you like to have a little bit more versatility in your wardrobe, it just might not be the best idea for you to have the same thing just in different washes. So this happened to me with a t-shirt that I have from Aritzia. I wanted a handful of neutral t-shirts. I loved the style and the cut that it came in. So I bought 3. I bought a white, and then I bought 2 greens, like earthy tones. I don't know why I did that, but I did. I look back at it and wish maybe that I got a button up instead in that color, or maybe a tank top. Like, there's so many options for this color and this tone that I could have purchased, but instead I purchased 2 of basically the exact same t-shirts, and yeah. I find that when I purchase different washes in different silhouettes, it just serves the versatility of my wardrobe a little bit better. The next piece of clothing that I think you'll always regret buying is uncomfortable shoes. I was the poster child of purchasing uncomfortable shoes a few years ago, and I I do regret it, I do. My senior quote from high school was something along the lines of, I never want someone to look down at my shoes and say, oh my God, those look so comfortable. Let me tell you something. All I wear is comfortable shoes now. I can't be bothered to wear uncomfortable shoes. It's just not for me. I know sometimes it takes a little bit to break in shoes, but if you feel that they're gonna be uncomfortable from the get, I would not purchase them. And I know that comfortable is subjective, right? Like some people I know love to just wear heels all the time. And then there are some people that like to wear sneakers all the time, which is me. So if you're shoe shopping and you're not sure about something, I recommend asking yourself, how is this gonna perform in my lifestyle? So I do have a couple of pairs of heels in my wardrobe, but they're all fairly short and a lot of them have block heels. So that's where I make the compromise, right? I'm not really much of a heel girl, but I have a lot of weddings coming up and I'm somebody who does like a heel in the summer or when I'm on vacation. So I compromise by finding heels that are comfortable for me. If it's gonna give you blisters, if it's gonna scrunch your toes, if you find a pair that's deeply discounted and it's like half a size too small, I do not recommend buying those. Nobody likes uncomfortable shoes. It just kills the mood, ruins the night. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but it's true for me. The next piece of clothing I think you shouldn't buy in order to avoid that buyer's remorse and that shopping regret is special occasion clothing. Now, let me be very clear. I'm not talking about a wedding dress or, if you have a maternity photo shoot or an engagement photo shoot. Like, I think that it's okay to purchase special occasion items that have a memory tied to it. However, if you are going to a wedding, if you are going to a bridal shower, if you are having a birthday, we all have birthdays. I don't know why I said that. If you're celebrating your birthday, I find that when I purchase a dress for these events, I wear it once and never again. And I find this to be the case amongst a lot of my friends as well. And honestly, just from perusing the internet, people are like, I don't want to spend $150 on this dress that I'm never gonna wear again. And yes, you can wear the item again. It's totally fine, but I understand not wanting to repeat a dress for a different wedding or something. Like I understand that, as crazy as it might sound. I get it. So this is where I'm always gonna recommend that you rent your special occasion clothes. I do it every single time I have a wedding, a bachelorette party, bridal shower, baby shower, celebrating my birthday, New Year's Eve. Like I rent all the dresses that I just know are not going to have another chance in my wardrobe. If you've watched any of my other videos on my channel, you know I'm obsessed with Nuuly. I will leave a referral link in the description down below for $20 off your first month. I think Nuuly is just elite when it comes to renting special occasion items or just any item for that matter. And of course there's Rent the Runway, which I personally have never rented from just because Nuuly has performed so well for me. But I am possibly gonna rent from them in a few months for a wedding that I have, so I'll report back and let you guys know how it is. But Nuuly and Rent the Runway are really the industry leaders when it comes to renting clothes. If you're somebody who does not want to repeat wearing a dress for a wedding or an occasion or anything like that, I do recommend just renting. It's so easy and it's fun because you get to try new items that you haven't before. And I have found it to be one of the best things I've ever done for my wardrobe, so I know it will do the same for you. The next piece of clothing that you will always regret purchasing is too many neutrals. Now this is something else that Christina Mijas mentioned in her video, and it resonated with me so much because I am this person. For a long time, only bought neutrals. I had this ongoing joke with my mom where when we would go to the thrift store together, I'd be like, I'm buying color. I'm gonna buy color today. And I'd walk out with black, white, beige, and that's it. When you have too many neutrals, there's no room in your wardrobe for experimentation. And I do think that if you're somebody who doesn't like any color, that is totally fine. Like, do your neutral thing, like I don't care. But I'm somebody who misses color, honestly. And I've been working the past few months to add some more colorful items to my wardrobe and just try to give some more life to my very, very neutral closet. Neutrals continue to serve me well. They act as a really strong base to my wardrobe. But then about 6 months ago, actually around when I started this channel, I was like, I have no color. I mean, even right now I'm wearing black. Like I have no color in my wardrobe. So my advice to you is that if you feel like you have a very strong base of neutrals in your wardrobe, I wouldn't recommend going to seek more neutrals. They are always gonna perform the same. I recommend going and finding some other pieces that might challenge you a little bit more and just might add a little bit more of dimension to your style. The next type of clothing that I think you'll always regret buying is anything from Shein or any of those stores. You guys know what I'm talking about. Shein has showed us that you can just go through trend after trend after trend after trend. I think that you'll regret buying Shein for a couple of reasons. These things are not gonna last you a long time, whether it's the actual quality of the material or it's the trend that you're gonna get sick of, right? You're gonna be like, well, I bought this because it was trendy and now 2 months later, it's not, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. And I don't wanna get into the moral dilemmas of the fashion industry because it's just so much. Maybe I'll make a video about it one day. I just find that there is a moral dilemma for me, and it's a huge reason why I don't shop Shein, because there are just so many unethical practices within that company that I just don't like, obviously. And I think if we can try to avoid contributing to overconsumption and to these insanely large corporations that are doing frankly nothing but hurting the planet and its people, I think that we should do that. Again, I want to mention, I am not a perfect person. There are so many unethical fashion companies out there. A lot of them we don't even realize how unethical they are, but Shein just really stands out as the star of unethical, really horrible clothing, horrible practices. And at the end of the day, I think you will regret buying from Shein or any of the sister stores simply due to that. All right, you guys, that is the end of the video. I hope that this was able to put you on a better path of certain things you should avoid, certain things that might trigger some buyer's remorse, which we all would like to avoid, of course. Let me know in the comments down below any pieces of clothing that you maybe have regretted purchasing, or just a tip that you have for myself and others on certain things to avoid in order to regret that buyer's remorse. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm so appreciative of your support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.